Hello everyone and welcome to your weekend. It is the end of your Friday. It is the end of your work week. It is the start of the World Series, the Fall Classic, just a few hours away, and we inch ever closer to NFL Sunday. It is so wonderful to be with you, no matter the platform you're watching on, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, Kick, or Twitter X. Butt Fumble Sports is live, watching, talking, and helping you guys out with your sports picks, your sports betting research, your fantasy football research. We just love being a part of this sports world, even in the small way that we come into it. Great to have you guys with us. Make sure you guys are throwing your questions and comments in the chat, because this is a Friday show and our focus is on your questions. Going to do a lot of Q&A over the next hour or so. Great to be with you guys. That's how we're going to treat things. If you love what you hear, hit the follow button. If I take your question, hit the like button. Make sure you're a member of this great community. A couple of quick notes before we get going. First things first, if you want every pick that I make every day, DM me on Instagram. I give away my picks for free every day. Butt Fumble Sports. Name of my company, name of my handle on Instagram. So if you want every pick I make every day for free, DM me on Instagram. Second, I give away all of my NFL Sunday picks on Sunday morning in a newsletter. If you want to sign up for that newsletter, hit the link in my TikTok bio, go to my link tree, sign up for the free newsletter. It'll be in your inbox at 6 a.m. Eastern time on Sunday morning. So 2 ways to get my picks if you want those. That said, let's get to work, everyone, because I know we've got fantasy football questions to get at. Let's get at them. User 7737, Rashad White or Devontae Smith for the flex. Man, I kind of like both of them, to be honest with you. I'm leaning slightly, I think, towards starting Rashad White, believe it or not. I'm leaning towards Rashad White just barely, but I think both could have a good game. With Drake, Amon-Ra, and JK, PPR pick 2. Drake London is a must start for me. I'm leaning towards Dobbins, so that would mean St. Brown would be the odd man out. I know that seems odd to do, but he's going up against a good pass defense. No Jameson Williams could negatively impact his production. I'm going to go Drake and Dobbins. Noah, Chase Brown or Cortland Sutton for the flex. Interesting. I have reasons to buy into both of them, but I lean Cortland Sutton. Great matchup against the Carolina Panthers. Brother Justin over on Twitch. Running backs Henry, Jones, Pollard. Wide receiver St. Brown, Pickens, Flowers. Who do I trade? And open-ended question. Do some work. Come back to us when you narrow it down. Deep XKJ. Hey man, would you rather trade away Achane, Mixon, or Montgomery for rest of season? I probably want to trade away Achane, just given how little faith I have in his ability to stay healthy and Tua's ability to stay healthy. Larissa, Hunt or Connor? It's Kareem Hunt. Larissa, I'd go Kareem Hunt this week. Eric, is K9 and D-Hop for Jamar Chase crazy? I don't think it's crazy. I wouldn't use crazy. I think it's a fair trade, actually, because I don't think D-Hop's going to be worth as much as people are projecting right now. Evan, Dobbins or Devontae? Really tough question for me. I'm leaning Dobbins just barely. Very close, though, but I do lean Dobbins. DJ Khaled, pick 2. James Conner, James Cook, Garrett Wilson, Debo, or BTJ. Sounds like Debo is going to play, but he's not going to be in my lineup. I'm leaning towards James Cook and Garrett Wilson. DJ Khaled, Asparagus, I'd go James Cook and Garrett Wilson. Appreciate the question. No matter the platform you're watching on, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, make sure you throw your questions and comments in the chat. It's so wonderful to be with you on this Friday afternoon. We will talk some baseball as well throughout the course of the show. Aiden Thompson, trade Johnson for Dell. Yes, I would. Hi, I'm Toby. Trade Hopkins for Metcalf. I would do it, but just be aware Metcalf is out this week. Yo boy Alex, pick 2. Yo boy Alex, I lean towards Bigsby and McMillan. Bigsby and McMillan, I think, are the 2 for me. Mark Gonzalez, yeah, we did well on Stafford. Wingman, Tracy or Chuba Hubbard? I'm leaning towards Chuba Hubbard at the moment. Ricky, should I start Brock Bowers or Njoku? I'm leaning slightly towards Njoku, but I think it's a bit of a toss-up right now. I might have said Bowers yesterday. I could say Bowers tomorrow. Today I'm saying Njoku. I think I'm bouncing around on it a little bit. John, like Ricky, now I'm bouncing back. Ricky, I'm going to say Bowers. Ricky, I'll say Bowers. Gavin, thoughts on trading Kamara, Bucky, and Wandale for Bijan and DJ Moore? Gavin, do that trade immediately. John, Flowers, Tillman, or Bucky? I lean towards Bucky Irving, John, just barely. Random name, pick 2.5 PPR. JSN, BTJ, Devontae Adams. Wow, tough one. Random name, I'm going to go JSN and Adams. JSN and Adams. Jay, Pearsall, Mooney, or Bucky for the flex. I'm leaning Mooney on that one, Jay. Mooney on that one. Jack Cusimano, I'd go Sutton. Jack Cusimano, I'd go Cortland Sutton. Hyper Tux, who do I start at the flex? Waddle, Smith, or Chubb? I'd go Waddle. Hyper Tux, I'd go Waddle. Mr. Lopez, trade Kyron Williams and St. Brown for JT and AJ Brown? No, I would not do that deal. Christian Legion was offered CeeDee Lamb for Nico and Garrett Wilson. If you're getting the Nico and the Wilson side, I'd do it. I'd rather have Collins and Wilson when he comes back, but you may not want to risk it until then. Tan, Debo or Adams? Devontae Adams. Tan, I'd go Devontae Adams. Logan Hunton, Tank Dell or Mooney? Man, I really like them both. I'm bouncing between the two. I'm going to lean slightly towards Mooney. Logan, I'm going to lean slightly towards Mooney, but it's a coin flip at this point. Also, Achan or Montgomery? I lean Achan. Logan, I'd go Achan over Montgomery. And Jordan Mason. I think Jordan Mason may be the only one I'd want to play over Achan, but it's close. Cody Potts, pick 2. Mooney, Dobbs, MHJ or Juwan Jennings? Cody, I'd go Mooney and Dobbs. Mooney and Romeo Dobbs. Titletown, McConkey or Myers? Titletown, go with Lad McConkey. Titletown, go Lad McConkey. Blade Bone Z, I'd go Blade Bone Z. I'm leaning slightly, I think, towards James Cook, believe it or not. It's close. Javonte Williams or James Cook are two running backs I really like. I think I'm leaning James Cook, but it's close. Wingman, is Pollard and Hubbard for Aaron Jones an overpay? No, I don't think it's an overpay, actually. Well, you know what? It might be now. With the loss of the left tackle, it might be now. The Minnesota Vikings run offense is not nearly as good as it was 24 hours ago. Willy Wonka, DJ Moore, or Higgins? Higgins doesn't look good for a play, so I'd go DJ Moore. Willy Wonka, I'd go DJ Moore. Christopher, Dell or Chase Brown? I'd go Dell. I'd go Dell. Thanks so much, Mark Gonzalez. Let him know. Got offered Neighbors and Collins for JJ. I kind of like the deal. For the moment, I'm leaning towards yes. Knucking Futz, Jets or Green Bay defense? Jets defense. Jets defense. Tyler Haley, trade Jamar Chase for Puka and Brian Thomas Jr. I actually would probably do it. If Puka could stay healthy, I think you win the trade with Puka and BTJ. Bob, trade Bub Means and Pearsall for Chase Brown. Yes, I would, Bob. Thank you, Escar. Caleb, Kyler Murray or Caleb Williams? Caleb Williams over Kyler Murray. Pierce, Tyreek Hill for Amari Cooper, B-Rob, and Tony Pollard. Good. I think so because Tony Pollard and B-Rob have a lot of value, especially come playoff time. Jack, once in fantasy season. Jack, 1-6. Do I sell Kyron and Jefferson? Probably not. They're still your two best players. Ricky, 4. Njoku, Hubbard, or McLaurin in the flex. I'm leaning towards Njoku, maybe just barely Ricky, but it's very, very close. Depends on who the starting quarterback is for Washington. If it's Jaden Daniels, it's McLaurin. Kobe Lee, I'd go Mooney. Kobe Lee, I'd go Mooney. Christian Legion Blitz, I'd go Caleb Williams. Christian Legion Blitz, I'd go Caleb Williams. Reese Reamer, I'd go... Reese Reamer, I'd go... Thank you, Mark Gonzalez. Reese Reamer, I'm going to go MHJ. Reese Reamer, I'm going to go MHJ just barely. Vegs X-Row, start Kirk or Dak this week. I'd start Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins over Dak. Kirk Cousins over Dak. Cooper, Madison or Chubb? Great question. I'd go Madison. Cooper, I'd go Alexander Madison. Justin Lane, Chuba Hubbard or Bigsby or Bateman or Sutton in the flex. Justin Lane, I'd go Cortland Sutton. Thanks so much, Mark Gonzalez. Appreciate you helping us hit our live goal. Really appreciate that. We should give out some picks, right, to say thank you. Feel like we should. So, with that said, let's go to work a little bit on giving out some picks. We'll get back to fantasy football questions in one quick second. First things first, I'm going to take the Yankees plus 1.5. Yankees as an away dog have been very good at covering the spread, 12-3 over the course of the season. Garrett Cole has not pitched this year on the road as an underdog. I feel very good about the Yankees, at least keeping it a close game. Yankees plus 1.5 is the first pick on the board. Second pick that I'm putting up on the board is going to be Yankees, Dodgers. I'm going to go under. I'm taking it under 9.5. Jack Flaherty and Garrett Cole, the two aces of the staff. These two teams, one of the things we have noticed, not just in these playoffs, but in kind of postseason past, the longer the layoff, the less offense we see, usually when the teams come back, because the bats go quiet. You lose your rhythm. Here you go, 5 months, 6 months of the year between spring training and the regular season, hitting every day, hitting live pitching every day, and then between the championship series and the World Series, you have that layoff. I think that affects the bats. I don't think it affects the pitching. I'm going to take Yankees Dodgers under 9.5. There's one hitter. There is one hitter in the Yankees lineup who dominates against Jack Flaherty. There's one hitter who has multiple home runs, who has an above 300 average, and has a large sample size. It's Anthony Rizzo. I'm taking Anthony Rizzo over half a hit. Anthony Rizzo over half a hit. I'm almost inclined to take him over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs based on his history against Jack Flaherty. Over half a hit, though, is enough for me, just given how he struggled throughout the final third of the season. Another player I like tonight is Austin Wells. Austin Wells over half a hit. Austin Wells over half a hit. I am aware that it's Juan Soto's birthday. There is a promo going on right now on DraftKings for over 1.5 bases for his birthday. I took it because if you're going to double my odds on it, I'll take it. But do I think it's a very good promo? No. Juan Soto does not have good numbers against Jack Flaherty in his career. I believe he only has 1 hit in 9 at-bats. Not a great history. So did I take a bet with Juan Soto today because it's his birthday? Yes. I'm not expecting much from him, though, just as a side note. One player I like on the Dodgers side of things, I like Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts over half a hit. Mookie Betts over half a hit. I like this just because of his history, his track record. He's seen Garrett Cole quite a bit, so I do like Mookie Betts. And finally, I'm putting one more pick out there as a fun one. I'm not guaranteeing it. I'm putting it on the board so you're aware of it, but this is more of a fun play. I think Shohei Ohtani steals a base. Over half a stolen base for Shohei Ohtani. I could see him being walked. I could see him getting a single and then stealing. The Yankees are not very good at holding runners. They're not good at preventing steals or throwing down and trying to catch runners. Shohei Ohtani, given how he's played so far this year, I think he's going to be aggressive. I think the Dodgers will be willing to be aggressive. So I'm going to take Shohei Ohtani over half a stolen base. So just a quick recap. Here are the baseball picks we put up here. We'll get back to fantasy football Q&A in one quick second. But first, here's a quick recap of the baseball picks we put out there. Yankees plus 1.5. Yankees plus 1.5. Yankees Dodgers under 9.5. Yankees Dodgers under 9.5. Anthony Rizzo over half a hit. Anthony Rizzo over half a hit. Austin Wells over half a hit. Austin Wells over half a hit. Mookie Betts over half a hit. Mookie Betts over half a hit. And Shohei Ohtani over half a stolen base. Shohei Ohtani over half a stolen base. So appreciate you guys watching. Appreciate you following. If you guys want my picks for free every day, you guys know I give away my picks for free every single day because you guys are sports fans just like me. You work hard for your money. You shouldn't be spending money on sports picks. If you do that, make sure you're getting it from a Vegas expert. I give away my picks for free. I do this research throughout the day to try to find the best bets every day. If you want to tail me, if you want to fade me, entirely up to you. But I give away my picks for free. Just DM me on Instagram, ButtFumble Sports. DM me on Instagram to get access to every pick. Now that we've done that, let's get back to your fantasy football questions because I know that's why most of you are here. By the way, thanks Don for the TGIF. Chip 590 got Kyron and Wandale for Nico and Wandale. Huh? Wandale for Wandale? Kind of a weird one. I'd rather have Kyron out of all of it. Michaela, McMillan, MHJ, Wandale, or Bucky in the flex. Very close here, but I am going to lean MHJ. Not a great matchup, but I just think I trust him a little bit more than the others. Bucky would be the fallback. Dalton Smith, both teams over 3.5 runs. Interesting. See, I'm not sure about it. I feel like one team, if you told me this was a 5-3 final, I'm not quite there. I think it's going to be closer to a 4-3 or a 5-4, but I could see the Yankees winning outright tonight. Mike, James Cook or Kareem Hunt? I like them both. I'm going to go with Kareem Hunt just barely, Mike. One of the reasons for that is there is a bit of a risk with Josh Allen taking away vulturing touchdowns away from James Cook. I'm going to go Hunt over Cook. By the way, I was reminded of this earlier on the Pat McAfee show, something fantasy owners and sports bettors should be aware of. This weekend is tight end week, okay? Tight end week. That's a thing that George Kittle, Travis Kelce, Greg Olsen, and a bunch of other tight ends made up a bunch of years ago. But historically, on tight end Sunday, tight end week, tight ends do seem to do very well. I don't know if there's something to it, but keep your eye on Kittle, keep your eye on Kelce, keep your eye on Kraft, keep your eye on some of the tight ends this week. Just a note for you guys. Does it mean anything? Who knows? But historically, it actually has. David Rodriguez, Hunt, Achan, Jacobs, Walker start which three? I would sit Jacobs. David, I'd go Hunt, Achan, and Walker. David Rodriguez, Hunt, Achan, and Walker. John, meant to pick three. John, I didn't see your question, so rewrite it, bud. CJ Young, okay, league mates did this, not me. Who won? Chase, White, Pearsall for Reed, Jones, Hunt. Whoever got the Reed, Jones, Hunt, Douglas side probably won, I think, overall. Nando, Cook, Devontae, or Waddle in the flex. I'm going to lean Cook barely. Very close. I like all three, Nando, but I'm going to lean James Cook just barely. Brent, one for the flex. That's a close one. Brent, I think I'm leaning just slightly towards Chuba Hubbard. No, I don't know if I mean that, do I? Brent, I'm going to go Chase Brown. Brent, I'm going to go Chase Brown. CJ Young, I understood. Noob DK, Tua, Dak, or May. I'd go Tua. Noob DK, I'd go Tua, Tagovailoa. Joe Mama, man, both are bad plays. Chubb and Pollard are both bad plays, Joe Mama, but I'd go Pollard. Pollard over Chubb. Don, Tua, Murray, or Goff for the week. I'd go Tua. Don, thanks so much for supporting the show. I'd go Tua Tagovailoa. D. Turner, great to see you. Olave or Chuba Hubbard? If Olave is healthy enough to go, I'd go Olave. Obviously, got to keep track of his status, but I would lean Olave just barely. Thanks, Jackson. Appreciate you. Chris, Dak or Purdy? Really good question. I think I'm leaning slightly towards Dak, and it has to do with the weapons. I know Debo's going to be back, but I think I like Dak just a little bit more. Reed, one for flex. Bigsby, Chuba Hubbard, Tank Dell, or Pitts? Reed, I like Pitts. I think I like Dell a little bit more. So Reed, I'd go Dell just ahead of Pitts. Zach, Gino or Caleb Williams? I'd go Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams. Dirk Diggler, is Dalvin Cook worth stashing? Dalvin Cook? I don't think so at this point in his career. Mason, Chubb, Stevenson, or Madison? I'd go Stevenson. Mason, I'd go Stevenson. John, JT, Stevenson, Irving, Bigsby, Chubb, or is it James Cook or Brandon Cooks? James Cook or Brandon Cooks? Okay, I'm going to assume it's James Cook since they're all running backs. I would go JT, Stevenson, and Cook. JT, Stevenson, and Cook would be the three. Irving would just miss out. If it's Brandon Cooks, I'd go JT, Stevenson, and Irving. So, depends on if it's Cooks or Cook. Bob, trade Mostert and Pearsall for Lockett. I don't hate the trade, actually. I don't hate it. I don't know what Pearsall's value is going to end up being, so a bit of a play there. Yeah, John, you got to have James Cook in the lineup, so I'd go JT, Stevenson, and Cook. JT, Stevenson, and Cook. Extended mags, I'd go Olave. Extended mags, I'd go Olave. Jesus, Ridley, or Douglas? I'm going to lean towards Calvin Ridley, Jesus. Calvin Ridley. Wyatt, spelled an interesting way. Start two. D-Hop, Adams, Higgins, Amari Cooper, or Diggs? Oh, wow. I'd go Diggs for sure. I really like Stephon Diggs this week. And I'd go Devontae Adams. Wyatt, I'd go Diggs and Devontae Adams. Courthouse, I'd go Garrett Wilson. Courthouse, I'd go Garrett Wilson. James, Kelsey or Otten? I'm leaning Otten just barely. Kelsey probably has a good week, but Otton is just, there aren't that many weapons around him. They lost Evans, they lost Godwin. It means Otton should get a lot of targets. James, that's why I'm leaning Otton just barely. Noob DK, I'd go Mooney. Noob DK, I'd go Mooney. Kyle Klein, do you like Dodgers Yankees under more than Dodgers money line? Well, I don't like Dodgers money line. Kyle, I put my picks up on the board. You should be able to see them because of the platform you're watching on. I don't like Dodgers on the money line tonight. I like Yankees plus 1.5. If you told me the Yankees won, it wouldn't surprise me, but I like the under. I like under more than I like the Dodgers money line, that's for sure. D. Turner, 96, traded Wick, Devontae Pollard for Wilson, Chuba Hubbard, and Pearsall. D. Turner, 96. Man, I think I like the Wick, Devontae Pollard side more. Sorry about that, but Pollard's got a lot of value come playoff time. Fantasy football playoff time, that is. Hand it to you. Hey, friends, start Cousins over Murray. Yes. Start Kraft over Njoku. I would start Cousins and Kraft. Cousins and Kraft. John, I'd go Stevenson. John, I'd go Stevenson. Christian, Legion Blitz. I'd go Garrett Wilson and Adams. Christian, Legion Blitz. I'd go Adams and Wilson. Appreciate the questions. Appreciate the support. Appreciate you being with us. Hate the situation, but Mariota or Garrett Wilson or Jameson Winston. Great question, Brian. I'm going to go, I think, Marcus Mariota. Do I really mean that? No. I think I'm going to go Marcus Mariota, and the reason I say that is because, one, he's going to get some rushing yards, Brian. Two, I think he's just going to play a smarter, more conservative game. He's got better weapons around him. Jameis Winston's best weapon is either Njoku or Jerry Jeudy. Compared to Terry McLaurin, it's just not as good. I think I trust Mariota a little bit more. I know the Ravens give up a ton of passing yards, so on one level, I feel like Jameis Winston could throw for a ton of yards. I also think he's going to turn the ball over. I think it's going to be sloppy. I'd rather play Mariota, I think. Brian, here's what I'll say. I think Mariota has the higher floor. I think Jameis Winston has the higher ceiling. The only way I see Mariota having a high ceiling is if he runs for a touchdown. Troy Williamson, Achan or K9, very close on this one. I really like both of them. I could see both of them having a very, very good week. I'm going to lean just slightly, I think, towards Achan. Very close, but I lean Achan just barely. It's close, though, Troy. I like them both. Eric Johnson, Murray or Mayfield. I'm going to go Murray. Between his legs and he's got better weapons. I know it's a bad matchup, but who's Mayfield throwing to? P. Asha, I don't think D-Hop gets 10 fantasy points. The only way I see him getting 10 fantasy points would be a touchdown. And I don't think he gets a touchdown, P. Asha. I don't think so, at least. Brent, so what do you think about my Rams? Do you think they will get rid of Kupp now? No, they're keeping Kupp. I thought last night was one of the most interesting games of the season because it was a game in which there was a lot on the line. This week, what's actually awesome about Week 8 is there's so much on the line because the trade deadline's coming up. So every team is evaluating whether they're going to be a buyer, a seller, or whether they're going to stand pat. Like, the game last night was a great sign of it. The Vikings now need to make a move. Like, the Vikings see they're not as good, they're not as hot as they were a few weeks ago, and they're in maybe the best division in the NFL. They're going to need to do something. The Rams, all of a sudden, cool down the hot seat of their wide receivers and go, okay, we're going to keep some of our assets. We could see a path to the playoffs. One of the biggest games of the week, I know it's going to be trite because everyone's going to say it because the brands that are in it, 49ers and Cowboys is a massively important matchup. You have either the team that was in the Super Bowl last year or the Dallas Cowboys, and whenever you think of them, they are always going to have a buzz to them. One of those two teams is firmly looking from outside in on the playoff bubble. They are dangerously close to being irrelevant. And by the way, don't assume the 49ers win. I'm not there right now. I think the 49ers are dangerously close to falling to a place where they're scrambling to make the playoffs. I didn't think they would go very far at the beginning of the season because I believe that once you lose in the Super Bowl, it is very hard to get back, and you're just seeing it. So it sounds like Debo is going to be back, but I am worried about them. This is a massively important game. So there are a couple of games like that this week where it's like something's got to give. Like Falcons and Bucks is one of those games. Buccaneers, you come off a bad loss. You have those injuries. and now all of a sudden things are starting to kind of falter a little bit. You hear the cracking of the floorboards. Meanwhile, Kirk Cousins, you need to win this game. Like, the Falcons had high hopes for winning the South. You need to win this game. I'm not saying that all of a sudden the South isn't winnable after this, but this is the kind of game you need to go into Atlanta. You need to get a win against a wounded Tampa Bay Bucks team. That's an important game. There are a number of these, and the trade deadline's just adding to the drama. Brett, I'd go Otten over Ferguson. Brett, I'd go Otten over Ferguson. Danny, hi mate, I'm 2-5. Just traded away Mike Evans and Najee for Devontae Smith and Stevenson. I'm okay with it given Evans' injury. Brian Sanchez, Chiefs or Broncos defense? I'd go Broncos defense. Brian Sanchez, I'd go Broncos defense, though I think both had good weeks. Chicago Elite Cards, I'm going to lean Kincaid. Chicago Elite Cards, I'm going to lean Kincaid just barely. Very close, but I'm leaning Kincaid. Very close, though. DP 223, pick 3, Taylor, Jacobs, Amari, Flowers, Coleman, and the 2 tight ends. So DP, I'd go Bowers. I'd go Bowers over McBride. As for the pick 3, I would go Taylor. I'd go Taylor, Jacobs, and Amari Cooper. I'd go Taylor, Jacobs, and Amari Cooper as the 3. Ryan, Goff, Murray, or Cousins. I'd go Cousins. Ryan, I'd go Cousins over Goff and Murray. Ryan over on YouTube, I am in need of a running back and I have a deep wide receiver room. I was offered JT and MHJ for JJ. I would do the trade. Ryan, I would do the trade. Randall, I'd go Otten. Randall, I'd go Otten. User 8183, I'd go Pitts. User 8183, I'd go Pitts. Schultz, trade Rachaad White for Devontae. I'm okay with it. I think this week it's a toss-up. I think Rachaad White might outperform him, but I think it's probably a good trade rest of season. Justin Lane, is Lockett worth a start? Yes, this week Lockett is absolutely worth a start. Great point. Great call. Will Henderson, do you think Adams will start performing after some practice? Yes. I think 1, tough week to come in against the Steelers. 2, I think he wasn't quite on the same page with Rodgers. You saw that, just a little bit of rust in the relationship. It had been a few years since they had played together, but I think they're going to get on the same page against the Patriots. Jay Phenom, I'd go Stroud. I'm going to go Stroud just barely over Cousins. Super close. I like both of them, but I'm going to go Stroud, I think, over Cousins. Very close, though. CJ Young, last week I traded White and Waddle for B-Rob and Bigsby. Thoughts? I think you actually probably won the trade. It doesn't look as good now with Tua back, but I think you're still going to win that trade. Italian Sausage, I lean Jordan Mason. Italian Sausage, I lean Mason over Dobbins, though it's very close. Tino, I'd go Drake London. Tyler Ola, I'd go Reed and Brown. Tyler Ola, Reed, and A.J. Brown. Appreciate the questions from all of these platforms. Let's get to more of them. Lance, I'd go Ingram. Barely over Otten. Man, is that close, though. Bill Francis, what can I get for Chase Brown and Hunt? Some other players. Do some research. Find a team that needs some running backs. Maybe you need wide receivers. I've said this before. We don't like answering open-ended questions because there are a lot of variables we're not aware of, and that would impact our decision. When you say player A versus player B, we know what we're being asked. But when you say, who should I go get? What teams need help? What teams make good trade partners? Who has depth that can offer up a good player to take? Jordan, Baker, Kyler, or Stroud? C.J. Stroud. Jordan Buchanan, I'd go C.J. Stroud. Charlie's 119, Hunt and Devontae for Kamara and Pickens. I'd rather have Hunt and Devontae. Quinn Burning, pick 2, Higgins, BTJ, Dell, and Waddle. I'd go Dell and Waddle. Quinn, I'd go Dell and Waddle. Cade Burns, pick at the flex. I'd go Dobbs. Cade Burns, it's close, but I'm going to go Dobbs over Lockett. Thanks, Texas Tejano. Appreciate you being with us. John, I'm leaning Otten, I think, over Kincaid. It's close, but John, I think I'm leaning Otten. Very close, though. Tyler Ola, I'd go Dobbins and B-Rob. Tyler Ola, I'd go Dobbins and JT. Brandon Jones, I'd go Winston. I'd go Jameis Winston over Drake May. Christian Legion Blitz, I'd go Kraft. David Rodriguez, Jamison Williams, and Harris for DK. I get DK. I actually like the trade because Jamison Williams is out for the same period of time DK is probably out. Nick, thanks so much for throwing some confetti in the air. We've got to give out another pick, right? We got to go to another pick to say thank you. Let's give out another pick. This is going to be an NBA pick, everybody. We're going to go to the NBA now to give out a pick for tonight's action. Next pick that we're going to give out, I'm going to go to the association. Let's go. I'm taking Suns plus 4.5. Suns plus 4.5. I know right now it's a plus 1.5 game. I'm moving that line. I'm buying it over. Plus 4.5 is minus 160. I've got the Suns plus 4.5. If this comes down to a final basket or free throws, I could see them losing. Outside of that, I think they actually win outright. So I actually have some tickets tonight where I'm betting on them on the money line. But the pick I'm putting up on the big board, you guys know, I try to put up picks on the big board that are going to cash. Ones that are maybe less risk, but more likely than not are going to cash, maybe a higher probability. So Suns plus 4.5 makes the big board. That's the next pick we put up there. Michael Givens, I'd go Amari Cooper. Michael Givens, I'd go Amari Cooper, I think. James Stapleton, start Olave or Waddle. I'd start Waddle. 5.56, Otner and Njoku. I'd go Otten just barely. Very close between the two. I think both have good games, but I'm going to go Otten. Jose Miguel, Chubb or Pearsall. Don't like either one. I'm leaning Pearsall, though. Pearsall. Savion, start Waddle. Bro, Saint Bums. I'd go Waddle. Nick, Olave or Dell? I'd go Dell and Kraft. Nick, I'd go Dell and Kraft. Thanks for supporting the show, buddy. Adam Rodriguez, I lean slightly, I think, towards Bateman. It's close, though. Adam, I could go on either side on this. People are trying to talk me into McMillan, and I understand why. The Atlanta Falcons' pass defense, though, is just good enough where I'm not really excited about taking him. So on this one, I'm going to lean slightly towards Bateman. He's been cooking of late. Butt Fumble Enjoyer, I'm an enjoyer. Thanks so much, Butt Fumble Enjoyer. Appreciate the kind words. Oh, and you're using my picture, bro? Wow, okay. Truly a fan. Green 4, start Terry and or Amari. I'd go Amari Cooper. Crew Penn, sorry. I'd go JSN and Chuba Hubbard. Crew Penn, I'd go JSN and Chuba Hubbard. Alex, is Pollard and Wilson for Kyron a fair trade? I think I'd rather have Pollard and Wilson, to be honest with you. I know it sounds crazy right now. Kyron's been so hot, but it's a fair trade. That's what the question was. That's what I would agree with. CJ, Juwan Jennings out for Sunday. Wow, just got a notification. Wow. By the way, you guys will see this in the newsletter if you sign up for it. We give away our picks in a newsletter. We also give them away on the SHARPZ app. As of right now, I'm leaning towards the Cowboys covering. I could see the Cowboys winning outright, but as of right now, I'm taking the Cowboys to cover. I took them in a number of bets at plus 7.5. They're coming off a bye. The 49ers did not play a very good game last week. They're dealing with a number of injuries. I understand I wish the Cowboys pass rush were back, but I'm actually taking the Cowboys at plus 7.5. It's plus 3.5 right now. I moved it to 7.5. It opened at 4.5 and came down. I like it at Cowboys plus 7.5 minus 190. That's a pick you're going to see in my newsletter. It's a pick you're going to hear me say on Sunday. I'm just letting you know now. I think the Cowboys cover that one. Nathan, do we trade for CMC? If he's available, yeah. Chip, 590. Thoughts on Keenan Allen? Drop when IR is healthy? I think Keenan Allen has some value depending on the matchup. Like, I like him this week, but I think Keenan Allen's going to be the guy who gets a lot of targets, maybe a good PPR own, but won't get as many yards. You're really banking on a touchdown for him to have a big, big week. Tyler Ola, I'd go Brian Robinson Jr., Tyler Ola, B-Rob Jr. Eric Anderson traded JJ, CMC, and Diggs for Tyreek, Saquon, and Amari. Win or loss? I'm going to call that a win for the other guy. I think Justin Jefferson, McCaffrey, and Diggs are the better own. I'm leaning in that direction just barely. If Tyreek Hill comes back with massive numbers, I like him. I think I might change my mind. Okay, breaking news. Jonathan Taylor is playing on Sunday. So very happy about that. If you're unaware of it, he has a phenomenal track record of scoring a touchdown against the Texans. So one of the things I am putting out there is I will be betting an anytime touchdown for Jonathan Taylor. He just has a track record where he finds the end zone against the Texans. I know this Texans defense is better now than it's been in the past. I'm still going to take the bet. There's some historical trend plays I like. So Chip590, thanks so much for subscribing. Welcome to the Butt Fumble Sports community. Great to have you with us. Lou slept, CD or Tyreek? Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill is a must play this week. R, Kirk or Dak? I'd go Kirk. I'd go Kirk Cousins. Anthony, should I trade Wilson for Jonathan Taylor? Yes, I would. Yes, I would. Queeron, appreciate you guys. K. Miller, start 3. Kamara, Hunt, Gibbs, Jacobs. Out of those, which 3 would I go with? I'm leaning towards Gibbs, Hunt, and Jacobs. Gibbs, Hunt, and Jacobs. I'd go Dell over BTJ. Dell over BTJ. Dell was brutal, but one thing I do want to say about Dell's performance last week, he was targeted a lot. He was on the field a lot. He just had a shit game. It was kind of like Cortland Sutton, except they didn't even target Cortland Sutton. At least they targeted Dell. He just had a bad game. I think he bounces back. Tino, I'd go Drake London. I think Drake London's going to have a really, really big game. Nikki Skills, I'd go Romeo Dobbs. Nikki Skills, Romeo Dobbs. Between Dobbs and Dell, very close. I'm going to lean Romeo Dobbs, but between Dobbs and Dell, Hinsdale Real Estate, I'm going to lean Dobbs, but very close between those two. Ao Vallis, Tucker Kraft or Kincaid, I'd go Tucker Kraft. You're doubling up. I don't want to double up, though. You guys know, for season-long fantasy, I don't like to stack. In DFS, I'm for it. I don't like stacking in season-long fantasy. I'm going to lean towards Dalton Kincaid in that case, because I think Kincaid's going to have a good game, so at least diversify a little bit. Jacob Ander, I'd go Rashad White. Jacob Ander, I'd go Rashad White. CJ, and I'd go Geno. CJ Young, do you think Laporta will get more opportunities with J-Mo suspended? Yes, I do actually. CJ Young, I actually think it is a benefit to him, bizarrely. Aiden, I'd start Waddle. Tighten up Jesse, I'd go Geno. I'd go Geno Smith. Geno Smith is on an incredible run of throwing over 200 passing yards, so I'm kind of riding that trend. Ben Rollwagon traded away Pollard, Zay, and Jennings for Achan and Waddle. I'm not crazy about it because now you're overloaded on the Dolphins' offense. I like the idea. I don't love it, though. I think I'd rather have the Pollard and Zay side. Jennings I care less about. Tom P.A., Cooper or JSN, man, very close. Very close, actually. Part of me really wants to take JSN. I think JSN, it might be a slightly better play, believe it or not. I'm leaning JSN on this one. JSN over Amari Cooper, and that's because with no DK Metcalf, JSN becomes the new wide receiver 1. Austin, I'd go Reed over Neighbors. J2728, Mahomes, Smith, or Goff. I'm probably leaning slightly towards Geno Smith on this. With Mahomes, Raiders are a better pass defense than people think. Mahomes has been struggling. It's probably Mahomes over Geno if with DK out. But given what I've seen lately, I'm going Geno Smith over Mahomes. Efrain, great to see ya. I'd go Amari over. Efrain, I'm going to go Josh Jacobs. Cornelius T, I'd rather have Jacobs and Waddle. Jacob, need a flex spot. Jacob, I'd go Ingram. Jacob, I'd go Ingram just barely. Josh Beck, Cousins, Love, or Mahomes. I'd go Jordan Love. Ahead of Kirk Cousins. Angelo, Murray, Tua, or Richardson. Angelo, I'd go Tua. Big Ben, the Diva, trade Montgomery and Swift for Achan and Waddle. No, again, don't overload on the Dolphins' offense. Extended Mags, I'd go Olave. Jay Phenom, Ravens or Lions defense? Great question. I'm going to go Ravens defense. Both quarterbacks have the potential to completely just throw the game away. I just think that the Titans' offense might be a little bit better. A lot of that has to do with the Browns' offensive line. Not just Jameis Winston, but their offensive line should lend itself to a lot of sacks. Noob DK, traded Cooper and Tua for Lamar, Waddle, win or loss. I think I'd rather have Lamar and Waddle, so I like the trade. FBG JJ, I'd go Reed. FBG, I'd go Reed. Braden Space, start 5. Higgins is a doubtful play now, so Braden Space, I'm going to go Rachaad White, I'm going to go Shakir, and I'm going to go Debo. White, Shakir, and Debo would be the 3. Also, Mahomes or Love, I'd go Jordan Love. Jordan Love. El Pinche, I would go Swift and Warren. El Pinche, I'd go Swift and Jalen Warren. Appreciate the questions. Make sure you're hitting the follow button. If you love the show, if you love the channel, if you love the conversation, hit the follow button. That way you never miss when we come on live. I will do a subscriber-only show tonight. I will be live later tonight at 10 p.m. for a subscriber-only show. So not only are we doing a show now, we will be live for a subscriber-only show on TikTok at 10 p.m. tonight. I'll be watching the baseball game and answering fantasy football questions. Hurricane Hay, I go Shakir and Allen. Shakir and Allen. Hurricane Hay, Shakir and Allen. Adam Rodriguez, Eileen Bateman. I'm worried about Flowers' health. Hand it to you, I'd go Reed. Hand it to you, I'd go Reed. Oh. No, I like the lineup. Brian Salazar, start A-Rod, Tua, or Dak. I'd go Tua. Brian Salazar, I'd go Tua just barely over A-Rod. Trade Chase Brown and Pickens for JSN, Devontae, and Otten. Yes, I would. R. Dowdle or Chuba Hubbard. Man, I think I'd go Chuba Hubbard. Should I start Reed over Neighbors if I've got Jacobs in my lineup? I still would go Reed. I'd still go Reed. J. Phenom, I don't know if you answered, missed Dobbs, Coleman, or Bates. J. Phenom, I'd go Dobbs. J. Phenom, I'd go Romeo Dobbs. Chan, I'd go... Chan, I like them both. I'm going to go... Chan, I think I'm going to lean slightly towards C.J. Stroud. Man, that's close. Tua or C.J. Stroud, super close. Chan, I'm going to go Tua. And I'm going to just believe that he steps right back in and the offense takes off against a terrible, terrible defense in the Arizona Cardinals. C.J. Young, in case Debo misses Sunday. Sounds like he's going to play. Jack, is Rashad a solid flex this week over JSN? I think it's close. I think I might lean JSN barely over White. It's very close. I think you could go Rachaad White. I think it's a coin flip. I think I lean White for the moment, but it's close. It's closer than you think. Little Rob, what up, man? What two would you start? Reed and Wilson would be the 2. C-Do, I'd go Hunt and Achane. C-Do04, Hunt and Achane. Daniel, I'd go Waddle over Amari. One of one, I'd go Lockett. Ephraim, close. Ephraim, I'm leaning Ingram by a small margin. Ingram just barely. Daniel, I'd go Rodgers over Dak. I'd go Stevenson. J. Phenom, I'd go Stevenson. CJ Young, appreciate you as always. Grand Shart, between Tua and Stroud, I think it's a coin flip. I'm leaning Tua just barely. The reason for that, I think when he's on the field, that offense is unleashed with Hill and Waddle. I also think there's a bit of a risk that Joe Mixon could take away some of the touchdowns. But then again, Achane could as well. Stroud's going to have a big game. Tua's going to have a big game. I think both play well. Noah, I'd go Hunt over Hubbard. C-Do, I'd go Achane. Tighten up Jesse, I'd go Waddle. Ross, I'd go Ferguson over Laporta. Close. I'd go Ferguson over Laporta, but very close. JL, I'd go Tua over Purdy. Charlie A, I'd go Diggs over Adams. Caden, I'd go Geno over Richardson. Geno Smith over Richardson. Mark, I'd go Waddle over D-Hop. If you guys want every bet that I make every day, I research for not just sports betting, for fantasy football as well. If you want to see what player prop bets I make every day, game picks, total plays, all of that, just DM me. I give them away for free. I don't want you to pay for them. They're never behind a paywall. I never delete them because you're a sports fan like me. You should not be paying for my picks. You should get them for free. The reason I'm doing this is I have the way I do this rather is I have a sponsor. They're like a sports betting app that's like a bulletin board. Every bet that I make, whether it's on FanDuel, DraftKings, BetMGM, Underdog, doesn't matter the sports book, it automatically shows up. So if you want to see every bet every day, automatically, I can't hide them, I don't delete them, they're always there. Just DM me on Instagram, everyone. Josh Beck, I'd go Dobbs over Harrison. Josh Beck, Dobbs over Harrison. Charlie A, I'd go Kincaid. Charlie A, I'd go Kincaid. Tristan, I'd go Stroud over Rodgers. Stroud over Rodgers. Keaton, I'd go James Conner, barely. James Conner, barely. I just don't know if I trust Kamara with the hand injury. Coleslaw, I'd go Evan Ingram. Coleslaw, Evan Ingram. Nom Nom, I'd go Dobbs, Sutton, and Lockett. Dobbs, Sutton, and Lockett. Randall, I'd go Otten. Randall, I'd go Otten. Jesse Salinas, I'd go BTJ and Pickens. Jesse Salinas, BTJ and Pickens. Appreciate the questions. Hope you're enjoying the show. K. Blees, I'd go James Cook. K. Blees, I'd go James Cook. JBL Water, I'd go Mason. JBL Water, I'd go Jordan Mason. Chip 590, I'd go Mooney. Chip 590, I'd go Mooney. Barely over Lockett. Close, though. Bad Fish. Wow, Bad Fish. This is a close one. I'm going to go Russ, though. I'm going to go Russell Wilson, Bad Fish. 1 of 1, I'd go Caleb Williams. 1 of 1, Caleb Williams. Isaiah, I'd go JT, and I'd go Gibbs. Isaiah, JT, and Gibbs would be the 2 for me. HTX, I'd go Olave. HTX, I lean Olave. If he's not healthy, McMillan. Boss, AJ for Kyron and Adams? Yes, would do it. Corey Alonso, I'd go Adams. Corey Alonso, I'd go Adams. Adam Rodriguez, I'd go McMillan. Adam Rodriguez, I'd go McMillan. Sergio, I'm leaning towards Tua. Sergio, I lean Tua. King Cobb, I'd go McMillan. King Cobb, I'd go McMillan. Don, I'd go Mooney. Don, I'd go Mooney. Michael, Rico for Chubb, I'd do the trade. Michael, I'd do the trade. Crystal Trejo, I'd go JT, I'd go Chuba Hubbard, and I'd go Devontae. JT, Chuba Hubbard, and Devontae, I think. It's close between Connor and Chuba Hubbard. Crystal, I'm going to take it back. Crystal, I take it back. JT, Connor, and Devontae. JT, Connor, and Devontae. JT, Connor, and Devontae. Demo guy, I'd go Caleb Williams. Demo guy, Caleb Williams. Vincent, would you trade away Hall for Puka and Dobbins? Probably yes. Probably yes. Close though. Asshat, great to see ya. Robinson, Tillman, or Palmer. I lean Tillman, believe it or not. Sam, I'd go Waddle over BTJ. Sam, Waddle over BTJ. Deadpool, D-Hop over Chris Brown as flex or D-Hop over Dell. I'd go Dell. Deadpool, I like Dell over all of them. Isaiah, I'd go Reed, DJ, and Adams. Isaiah, Reed, DJ, and Adams, I think are the 3 I'd rock with. C.W. Barrera, drop Zach Moss. Yep, I'm okay with it. Nick, White or Olave? I lean, I think, towards White. Close, though. User 69, Allen or Worthy? I'm going Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen just barely. My league mate trying to fleece me. He wants to give me JT and Waddle. He wants to give you JT and Waddle for Kamara and Bateman. Hell no, right? You're getting JT and Waddle? CJ Young, if you're getting JT and Waddle, do the trade. If you're getting JT and Waddle, do that trade immediately. 2, I'd go Waddle over Smith. Waddle over Smith. I'd go Lockett over D-Hop. Lockett over D-Hop. Pem, okay. Do I start Bigsby? Not crazy about him this week. He's okay, but not great. 1 of 1, I'd go Caleb. 1 of 1, I'd go Caleb. Jonathan 25, I'd go Reed and Achane. Jonathan 25, I'd go Reed and Achane. CJ Young, terrible trade. CJ Young, whoever's getting the JT and Waddle side's winning that trade. That's the winner of the trade. If that's not you, tell that owner to go take a hike. Aiden, I'd go, wow, Aiden, I like them both. Aiden, I like Najee and Javonte. I'm going to lean Javonte barely. Aiden, I'm going to go Javonte barely. C-Do, I'd go Tua. C-Do, I'd go Tua. El Pinche, I'd go El Pinche, I'd go DJ Moore and Dell. El Pinche, DJ Moore and Dell, just barely ahead of JSN, but very close. Cody, I'd go Caleb Williams. Cody, I'd go Caleb Williams. Miggy, I'd go Jordan Mason. Miggy, I'd go Jordan Mason. Crystal Trejo, I'd go Ingram. Crystal Trejo, I'd go Ingram. Appreciate the questions. Hope you're hitting that follow button. Sharpie of Honor, I'd rather have Olave. Carson, Wilson or DK rest of season, DK Metcalf. KG, I'm going to lean slightly towards Tua. KG, I lean slightly towards Tua. All three are going to have good weeks, though. Tua, Cousins, Stroud, all three have good weeks. Jonathan, 25, I lean towards Mahomes. I just don't know who Baker's throwing to. Best qualified, I'd go Otten. Best qualified, I'd go Otten. Jack, I'd go Mooney over Dell, barely. Mooney over Dell, very close, though. Bell, would you start Andrews or Kelsey from here on out? I don't think it works like that. I think it's a matchup-based thing. El Pinche, I lean slightly towards Ferguson. El Pinche, I'm leaning Ferguson, I think. Infinity Jake, should I trade DeAndre Swift for Devontae and Kareem Hunt? Yes. Yes, Infinity Jake. If you're getting Devontae and Kareem Hunt, I would do the trade. Bob, I'd rather have Pittman. Cody, open-ended question, bud. We're not going to answer it. Nick Talk, I'd go Kirk. Nick Talk, I'd go Kirk Cousins. Andres, trade Devontae for T. Higgins. T. Higgins is now dealing with an injury. Not as good a trade as it was a little while ago. Jonathan Leone, I'd go Allen. Nicholas Watson, I'd go Coleman. Jonathan, I'd go Ingram over Kelsey. Jonathan, Ingram over Kelsey and Pickens over Flowers. So Ingram and Pickens, Jonathan. Shady Esco, I'd go Dell. Manny, I'd go Kraft. Manny, 1, 2, 4, 3, 6, I'd go Kraft. Christian F, Dallas Goedert's out. Everyone, Christian F, this applies to you. Dallas Goedert is out this week. I'd go Njoku. Christian F, I'd go Njoku. User 5501, I'd go Lad McConkey. User 5501, I'd go Lad McConkey. Ethan, I'd go Walker. Barely ahead of Achan. Close, though. Asshat. Madison for Chase Brown. Yep. Asshat, I'd do the deal. Brandon Corbin, I'm leaning towards JSN. Noah, drop JSN or MHJ. Noah, I dropped, I thought it was drop, not Diop. Noah, I'd go JSN. Appreciate you being with us. Hope you're enjoying the content, enjoying the show. Take a quick second, hit the follow button. Make sure you're a member of this amazing community of sports fans that comes together every day. We will do a subscriber-only show on TikTok. For those that have never been a part of those shows, only subscribers on TikTok can comment and get their questions answered. It's a way to reduce the size of the audience, get more questions answered for the few people who want them. So if you guys want to join that, make sure you subscribe on TikTok. We will be live at 10 p.m., everyone. 10 p.m. tonight. We will be live for a subscriber-only show. We will take callers during that show. We will answer questions during that show. So make sure you subscribe on TikTok. D, I'd go JT. J. Patrick, I'd go Williams. Abha, I'd go Olave. I'd rather have Olave. Christopher, I'd go Dell. Paulie, I'd go Burrow. Paulie, I lean Burrow barely. I wish Higgins would play, though. Dr. Hines, I'd go Sutton. I lean Sutton barely. Crystal, drop Jennings and pick up Pearsall. Yeah, I'd be fine with that. Jordan, keep Jacobs or trade for Achan. I'd keep Jacobs. J. Patrick, I'd go Williams. Cody Meyerson, I'd go Jonathan Taylor rest of season. Cook would be second. C.W. Barrera, I'd go Hill, Moore, and Thomas Jr. Marr, I would go Marr. I'm leaning Mason. I lean Mason barely. Mason would be the play for me. Anonymous, do you think Debo will play? Yes, I think he will play. I'd go Brian Robinson Jr. Alex, I'd go Devontae Adams. Adams over Harrison. Joel, between Dobbs and Mooney, man, is it close. I'm going to lean Romeo Dobbs, but I think both could have monster weeks. Monster weeks. If you guys want every bet that I make every day, DM me on Instagram. I give away my picks for free. They're never behind a paywall. You never have to subscribe. You never have to pay for them. Just DM me on Instagram, everyone. Butt Fumble Sports. DM me on Instagram to get every bet I make every single day, including my World Series picks, my baseball, my NFL, my college football, my basketball, all of them. They're always available, always accessible. Just DM me on Instagram, everyone. Robert Helling, give Hall for Wilson and White. No, I wouldn't. Sal, Dobbins or Warren? I go Dobbins. Sal, I go Dobbins barely. It's Mason, I'd go Reed. It's Mason, I'd go Reed. El Pinche, I'd go Caleb. El Pinche, I'd go Caleb. Adam Rodriguez, Chase Brown. Adam Rodriguez, Chase Brown. Liam Weiss, I'd go Najee. I'd go Najee. Budget Decor, I'd go Kelsey. Budget Decor, I'd go Kelsey. Shane Gribbins, trade Lockett and Dobbins for Worthy, Mahomes, and Madison. No. Ben, I'd go Love. Love over Hurts. Love over Hurts. Ben, Love over Hurts. Pat, trade Pacheco and Tracy and pick up Swift. I'd be okay with it. Connor Donaldson, pick 2. Swift, Hunt, Dobbins. I'd go Hunt and Dobbins. Connor, Hunt and Dobbins. Appreciate you guys being with us. Subscriber only show at 10 p.m. tonight, everyone. Subscriber only show at 10 p.m. tonight. We've been live for about an hour. I'm going to sign off now. I will be live at 10 p.m. Eastern time tonight, everybody. So if you love the content, hit the follow button. If you want your question answered later tonight, make sure you subscribe on TikTok and join us then. We will do a show tomorrow, so follow along. Make sure you follow. And, of course, we have our pregame show on Sunday. 10 a.m. on Sunday. 10 a.m. on Sunday. We will be live for 3 hours on Sunday answering fantasy questions. So 10 a.m. Sunday morning answering your questions if you can't join us between now and then. Can't wait to see you guys tonight for our subscriber-only show. Again, 10 p.m. tonight for our subscriber-only show. Of course, a reminder, sign up for our newsletter. Comes out Sunday morning with our DFS plays, player prop bets, and our game picks. So make sure you sign up for our free newsletter, subscribe on TikTok, follow us, like us, do all the things. Engage in every way that you possibly could. Can't wait to see you guys at 10 p.m. tonight. Until then, stay healthy, stay safe, and I'll catch you guys later. You're the best. Know it. I appreciate you. Catch you later, everyone. Goodbye.